We discuss everything Liberia, from education to politics, arts and culture, entertainment, agriculture, history, religion, family, and technology. Focus on Liberia uncovers and showcases the best of Liberia and shows the world the truth about Liberia. We educate, elevate, and promote all things Liberia. We conduct interviews, panel discussions, debates, and more. Tune in to Focus on Liberia on Facebook and YouTube and be a part of the stories that make up the news.
This is Focus on Liberia, and I am Dennis Jar.
Your job brings you face to face with the public, face to face with community dwellers. When you attend the meetings, what are some of the common misconceptions that community members have as it relates to the police?
So the misconception is, the police officer, they are not fair.
They are not fair.
Yeah, police officer is not fair. Police officer take bribe. You understand? Those are some misconceptions. But where do they see these things happening at time? Someone will say yes. At the level of the zones and depot, at the level of the church or quarter, there were mainly the police grade. Because remember, Sarapi said, the police is being what? Created by the public. Every action of the police is being approved by what? Member of the public. Every action of the police will be scrutinized by the public. So we are service-oriented, and that's the reason why our activities, our work will hold a high esteem of professionalism and integrity. High esteem in the public. Policemen, the way you walk, the way you even shake hands on the street is absolutely different.
Let me just hold you there for this call. Hello?
Yes, good afternoon, Honorable DCP Sam College. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Koro. What are your concerns?
Good afternoon, and good afternoon to my chief also sitting in the studio. ACP 4. This is Ambassador at my God Power Hiding.
Okay. Oh.
And I call you from my county resident. I want to say thanks for the great show. And firstly, thanks to the Inspector General Police for being very far-sighted. Engaging with the public, doing everything possible to bring the police to his people. And that's a very great one. First time ever in our history. So we want to applaud him. And I'll let history take me to today that part of the opening ceremony of this great show that he introduced to our people. And I think the topic is very great. I'm monitoring. Thanks so much. And I just want to hit the issue of de-escalating situation. If you want to de-escalate as a police officer, you have to be very professional. You have to be a professional person. As a police officer, you got to be professional. And in being professional, you have to be disciplined. Or else, you will escalate every situation and you will bring the weight back up to the institution. So I want our officers that are listening to us so that they can be very professional in going about getting a job out there and making sure that the people feel the impact of the professionalism of the police. So that is just my little, intake. And thanks. We'll continue to monitor and we'll continue to make our input as we go on gradually. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
He tried to go with you in the area of de-escalation.
Yeah. It's very key.
Certainly.
And one of the things, Sam, what I want to say is that, the IGP will not leave his office to tell you what to do, you as a commander. One-on-one will not leave his office to tell me what to do as head of the communities. 1 or 2 will not leave. The CSD boss will not leave. It gave every officer the responsibility to be able to work in conformity with law, work in act with the police acting. If you look at the mission of the Liberian National Police, is based on community policing orientation. You understand? So if every officer at zones, depot, commanders, counter commanders, exercising these functions in line with community policing orientation, we wouldn't have this kind of problem existing too many. But the issue is some officer renege. You understand? And let me be very frank with you. Some officers don't like community policing.
Why do you think so?
Some of them, they see it as a way of blocking their operation. You understand what I'm saying? If the officer, for example, the CPO at the zones and depot want to, mediate against, a case between someone, it's a case that involves community services. The men demand and say, no, we will prosecute them, they may will go to jail, and it become Liberian National Police or the government bureau in charge.
So all of the zones and depot have CPO.
They have CPOs, and some of the CPO complain. And some of them, I talk to some of the commanders, because if the case that does not require, X, Y, Z, it become an issue. Let me tell you, when I was sent to the Central Prison Compound one time, let me just give you this story. The guy came from the prison, from around the compound and prison compound. His wife, he had a fight, and jump on here, and then little bit scrapping with a knife, and he had a blood shooting. So the guy came to us and he laid a complaint. He said, but officer, what I want you guys to do is, I don't want the woman to be arrested. I just want you to talk to her that my woman, I love her. You understand what I'm saying? So my little officer over there, he said, let down. He said, you are doing criminal justice. He said, no, according to the law, criminal justice, as long as the police down is aware of the case, it becomes Republic of Liberia. So if you don't want your case to be whatever, we will still arrest the individual, because what we see here is a simple assault that could lead to XYZ tomorrow. So the question I asked, I said, okay, suppose the guy decide not to go to the police station. Why?
Yeah. Who going to testify?
Who going to testify? This man, the first thing is, does he have the capability of beating a woman? Yes. He's somebody who is stronger than the woman. So what I did, I said, let's go. And we went there. And I looked in her eyes. And I said to her, see, what have you done to your husband? You are a woman. Why you chose to stab your husband with a knife? It was not aggravated, it was just a little scratch. You understand? I'm not talking even on aggravated. So mind you, I'm not talking the issue of intervening in police matter. It does not require rape, compromising rape, compromising aggravated assault, all kind of hideous crime. No, don't get me wrong. We're talking about misdemeanor, simple issues.
Somebody wasting your soup.
Somebody doing this. So that day, I talked to the lady. She burst out crying. Knelt down to her boyfriend and said, I'm sorry. You could see the remorse. Yeah. And the guy was so happy.
And you saw the police were different this time around.
Yeah. So the police were different. So the mingle services were rendered to people at the level of the zone. The IGP will not come down. Because when something happened, they're going to put a picture on the newspaper, right?
Yeah, sure.
The officer who did that not going to be on the newspaper.
Sure.
Because whatever you do going to reflect on the head of the institution. So that's the reason why all zone commander, counter commander, we talk to them, be sensitive to community policing. Move your work in that level. Command safety to the public. Not that you try to give or overlook your power or giving all responsibility or whatever. We're only trying to tell you that because you cannot fight crime without the acquiescence of the community.
Yeah, with the level of work that you have done, or the department has done, in terms of pushing the police message to the community, are you satisfied with the level of work? Or do you at times face some challenges? And if so, what are those challenges? What are some of the things that are impeding your work?
The challenges are enormous because, police work, it needed the requisite logistics to be able to do X, Y, Z, So mobility, for example, motorbike and all these things, especially at the CPO. I got one of my officers in Bapru who go in the village, in the town. The officer go there, use his own, resources and what have you. And, because going to the isolated area, it gave the sense of belongings. It tell the people will feel the police presence, the people will feel that, yes, I'm being protected by someone. And that's the reason why we are also calling on community leaders, community members in community. We train community watch team because we need people to buttress the effort of the police. Neighborhood watch team, the establishment of neighborhood watch team, Community security is one of our paramount support in terms of that. We train them on a similar basis where we conduct training in human rights. We conduct training in the code of conduct for community policing. We conduct training in the area of conflict resolution. We conduct training in the area of the criminal justice system, understanding the role, the dynamics of the Liberian criminal justice system, the role of the community. These are things that are taught. And I can tell you it has worked. It has worked over the period of time. It has been proven. It has been tested. It has worked over the period of time. So the engagement will have to do it on a robust level. Like we made a proposal, the IGP has said that we should be able to do our, we organize our school outreach activity program in all schools. We try to introduce different programs wherein we have meet a challenge, wherein we can debate on some issue with regards teaching the kids about the police. If you answer a question, then we'll get you a prize. Making organizing tournament. Introducing, for example, the car wash program. What does it mean for a police officer to wash a car and then giving awareness to the driver? While you're washing the car, you'll be surprised.
Yes, yeah.
Police officer wiping the car, the driver car, and then explaining some of his duty awareness. Don't take 4% on the bar. Please do not do this. Please do not do. Those are awareness. It brings out an issue of social cohesion or people-to-people approach. Community policing is a patient issue also. It requires patience. Sometimes we solve problems. We sit in our offices at the conference room. We solve huge community problems. The issue of leadership. One of my officers, guess what? He was able to resolve 9 years of conflict among family. 9 years. After he did that, the family said, what can we do for you? They gave him land, plot of land. Don't ask me, say the man received gratuity. 9 years conflict. People watching. CPO 6, where? The best man called, he said, officer, I see you doing your work every time. No vehicle, no nothing. You moving. You go into the company. You're not requesting for money. When we tell you to come, you come. When we tell you to do this, you're doing it, and you're doing it in the expeditious manner. You're not requesting for any money or any XYZ. What can we do for you to help your mobility? They gave the officer one Jeep. Clean Jeep. He came to the office. He said, "For Chief, I want you to say." So the service orientation is important. When somebody is served, you know what it requires? Because what's suffering us, let me be reverent, we talk something what we call the motto of the French Revolution, what we call equality before the law. Equality before the law.
Yeah.
What happened if the poor man went to the police station? And what happened if the rich man went to the police station? What treatment you offering both parties?
Everybody should be treated on a fair level.
Equally. Fair basic.
Okay, ACB 4 time has caught up with us, and it's like we want to bring you back another time.
Yeah.
Thanks to all of our viewers. We come to the end of the Police Dialogue. We have had as our special studio guest on the first edition of this program, the Chief of Community Service here at the Liberian National Police, Assistant Commissioner of Police, Samuel G. Ford. My name is Sam Collins. The program comes back on next Tuesday. On next Tuesday, we'll be looking at the role of women in law enforcement here in Liberia, with special emphasis on the Liberian National Police. Tita Wilson, the Chief of General, has agreed to sit with us to discuss that important topic. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
We are
Community leaders discuss crime prevention, community policing, road safety, and how citizens can help. Tune in, ask questions, be a part of the conversation that builds a safer Liberia. Police Dialogue, working together for peace, protection, and progress. Police Dialogue.
At Focus on Liberia, we discuss everything Liberia, from education to politics, arts and culture, entertainment, agriculture, history, religion, family, and technology. Focus on Liberia uncovers and showcases the best of Liberia and shows the world the truth about Liberia. We educate, elevate, and promote all things